Hey gang, this is Mike with my real estate dojo, and today's lesson is about why fix and flips are over fucking rated. And I know so many people are shocked when I say that, and I'm gonna explain to you logically and emotionally why fix and flips are just not as good as the hype that make you believe. Okay, number one is that monkey see, monkey do. And what I mean by that is that if you look around and all the media, Facebook, YouTube, everybody's talking about fix and flipping, and how they can make so much money. And that's totally false. Because on an average fix and flip, a person only makes about 12 to 15%, okay? Again, on an average, they make 12 to 15% profit. So on a $100,000 home, they're making $12,000, okay guys? On an average. On a norm, you might see it anywhere from 10 to 20%. So the reason people do fix and flips, or they think it's the coolest things, or they want to learn that if they're new to the business, is because TV, the media, has been pushing that idea to so many people, like you can make so much money. And then people get into the real estate and they instantly think about, wow, man, I should do fix and flips. And fix and flips are the most riskiest part of this business, guys. I mean, you could do wholesaling and have so much less risk. You could do landlording, assuming you have some cash, and it's gonna be so much less risk than doing fix and flips. So rule number one is monkey see, monkey do. People see on TV, people see on Facebook, on YouTube, other people doing it, and they wanna go out there and do it, okay? Number two is what Rich Dad talked about. It's kind of like a cow. Real estate is like a cow. You could grow the cow up and then kill it, slaughter it, and sell the meat, or you grow the cow up and then milk it. And a fix and flip is like you grow this baby, you sell it, and you have to do it over and over and over and over. Where if you're a landlord, let's say, you're taking care of this cow, you're just milking it, you know, you're milking it, you're making money year after year, decade after decade. Whenever you die, you can left it over for your kids and grow your family legacy, per se. Where in a fix and flip, it's not like that. It's kind of like you're growing the cow, you slaughter it, and you have to go get another cow, you gotta slaughter it. So what I'm trying to say is, point number two is, in the fix and flip, you're always hustling. It's kind of like a job. It's kind of like a, you know, that says there's 4 quadrants. You have the E, you have the S, you have the B, you have the I. If you're just a small time fix and flipper, you're in the S quadrant. You know, you're the one that's working the wheel. You're the one that's working that business. You have to be there all the time. And which brings me to point number 3. Dude, fix and flips are so labor intense, okay? If you're in the S quadrant and you're doing it yourself, you got to go on the job site and monitor your guys, or you got to do the job. You got to show up every day. And it's not like, you know, you buy the deal and you're out of it, like wholesaling in less than 30 days or less than 2 weeks or less than 1 week. Depends on your ability to close. With fix and flips, it's going to take time to buy it. It's going to take time to rehab it. It's going to take time for you to put it on the market and sell it. So all this time you have to pay all this money, holding fees, rehab fees. So it's so risky, okay? And I know when you watch TV, that's what they tell you can do. Or the media, it's like they make it so high. But again, your profit margin is anywhere from 10 to 20%. On an average, it's 12 to 15%, guys. And you always have to fucking get a new cow. You gotta keep getting new cows all the time, because you're just killing the fucking cow, dude, okay? It would be a lot better, in my mind, to buy that property at a really deep discount, like 40 cents on a dollar, 50 cents on a dollar, and then you know how to do fix and flips, but you're not fixing and flipping it. You're fixing it, and then you're renting it out. And you're not only did you buy it at a deep discount, you already know how to do the rehab. So instead of the rehab costing you this much, it only costs you this much, because you already have everybody in place. And then you turn around and you rent that sucker for massive cash flow and for a long period of time while you're building significant equity. The next reason I don't like fix and flips is because of the tax reasons. When you're a buy and hold guy, you're what's called a long-term investor. So your tax bracket is totally different than if you're what's called a dealer, where you're a fix and flipper, where you're buying houses, the deed's going under your name, and you're selling it 2 or 3 months later, 4 months later. So the amount of profit, let's say you make a profit of 20%. The amount of profit you have to pay in taxes on a 20% is so much different than if you're a buy and hold guy, because your tax increment is a lot less. And you get so much tax benefit. I'm not gonna go into this. I'm not a CPA, but talk to your CPA and they'll be able to explain that, especially if they're a real estate CPA, guys. So we talked about how you gotta always kill the cow. We talked about how you're always gotta grind being a fix and flipper. We talked about the disadvantages of the tax. Now, why do I now like doing fix and flips? Guys, it's very labor intense, very fucking labor intense. It's extremely risky, okay? If you know what the fuck to do, a good chance of it if you're new, and you're borrowing somebody else's money to do a fucking deal. To borrow hard money lending is fucking expensive. It's not fucking cheap, dude. Does that make sense? So when you consider all that shit, your profit margin is so fucking little. Now, there's wholesalers, I mean, there's fix and flippers out there. They're always posting on Facebook, oh, I did this deal, I made this, or I did this and it looks great. And I'll always ask them, what did you pay for the property? How much did you put in fucking rehab? Okay, what did you sell the property and how long did it take you? And they all never answer me my fucking question. They always say, hey, I made 15%, or I made 30%, or I made 25%. Bullshit, dude. Put up the fucking numbers, bro. Put up the fucking numbers. You know, it's really simple, dude. Because, you know, when I do a deal and I just spend $3,000 and I buy a subject to deal in Grand Prairie, and 7 years later I make 70 grand out of it, plus the rental commission I added is almost 100,000. I'm really proud to show you the numbers. I'll even show you the HUD one. I don't give a fuck because I'm really pat. Same thing when I wholesale deals, okay? When I wholesale deals, when I teach my students, when you wholesale deals to real go-getters, when you tell them, show them the proof of funds, they have no problem showing you they have 200K in their bank or 500K or 50,000. I don't care because they're proud of it, okay? So you hear so many people saying, oh man, I made so much money in fix and flips, but when you ask them, put the fucking numbers up, they never willing to put up the numbers, dude, because it took significant amount of time. They had to put significant amount of money in, all this holding fees, all these expenses, man, and they only made 10%. You know, I mean, if you consider all that in the 6 months, I mean, damn, dude, it's a full-time fucking job. And I know it sounds really glamorous. You get a shitty house and you make it look really beautiful. But so what? So what? That's not where the money's at. The money's at, can you put 3 grand and turn it into 60,000? That's smart. If I have to go fucking borrow $100,000, then put another 20, 30 grand into it and only make 10 grand, that's not smart, dude. That's good. That's really good. That's so much better than having a JOB, right? Or having your money set at a bank where they're giving you 0.1%. So if you're able to take your money and do 10%, 20%, hallelujah, dude. Woo woo. But if you're able to put 3 grand and get 1,000%, then damn, you're fucking Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's like hallelujah, you know? So I guess what I'm trying to tell you guys is, don't believe the fucking hype, man. You see, fix and flipping, the TV shows it to you. You got these things like really glamorous, but man, it's a fucking dirty ass job. It's hard ass work. It's significant amount of risk, and the profit margin on average is 12 to 15%, just like any other fucking business in America, dude. Now, if you run a tight business, you can get a little bit more. If you run a loose business, you'll make a little bit less profit margin. So the reasons I don't like fix and flipping is a lot of fucking money, a lot of fucking risk, not enough fucking return. I don't have that cow to milk year after year after year. I don't get the good tax deduction. I gotta pay higher in taxes. I'm not building wealth, okay? So here's the difference between, and this is something that I had to learn the hard way, is being rich and having wealth, okay? Being rich is like, this, and it started giving me $10,000 a month in profit, man, I had a lot of money in my pocket. Like, woo woo, but I wasn't wealthy, okay? But once I start buying rental properties and then putting 3 grand down or 10 grand down and owning a $150,000 property and controlling it with only 3 grand, you know, and letting these renters pay off my fucking debt, building equity, getting tax deduction. After I sold some of these homes, I turned $3,000 into a large amount of money. See, that's building wealth. Or getting these rentals and passing down to my brothers and my sisters or my kids. That's building wealth. Because there's a big difference between having cash flow and wealth. We are rich. We all need to make some money to be able to invest. But once we make that money, like for example, when you have a business, you have this money's coming in. If you're out there just making 10 grand a month and you're buying like nice cars, going on vacation, you're building zero wealth, dude. That cash flow is coming in, but what are you doing for that money to work for you? That money's not working for you if you're just having fun with it, or you're putting your banking account, or eating good food, or driving nice cars. No, okay? Same thing with fix and flips. You're constantly working yourself. Your money's not working for you, dude, okay? You gotta be the muscle in there. When I buy a rental property, I'm not working, dude. My property manager's dealing with the fucking renters. I'm just collecting paychecks, what I call mailbox money. The shit just comes in. But when I start a business, like for example, my moving company, Dr. Move, dude, I gotta work in there all the fucking time. When my business Plug-in Realty, I gotta work all the fucking time. It's not like rental business. So the main reason I don't like fixed and flipping, because it's another fucking business. And there's so many other businesses out there that you can start with only $100, like a moving company. There's so many photographers, there's so many, dude. Why the fuck am I gonna start a business fix and flipping when I'm gonna need so much money, I gotta risk so much, and the return is this much? If you wanna start a fucking business, there's so many businesses you can start with this much money and the return is this much. So I started fix and flip. That's my whole point, dude. My whole point is fix and flip is over fucking rated because the media told you. And that's it, and everybody's doing it. You don't see people out there talking about buying, holding property. They don't make